In the deepest heart of Africa, there exists a world forgotten by time. The Congo Rainforest, a land spanning more than 1.4 million square miles of which humans have explored less than 1%. Here, local tribes tell stories of mysterious lights in the night, giant apes standing over 10 feet tall, and even a creature believed to be the last surviving dinosaur on Earth. An expedition once vanished here. The only thing they left behind was a roll of videotape that was immediately confiscated by the government upon discovery. What is the Congo hiding that makes the entire world afraid? In the heart of Africa, concealed beneath layers of clouds and winding rivers, lies a primeval world untouched by humanity, the Congo Rainforest. Covering more than 1.4 million square miles, this immense jungle stretches across 6 nations: the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the Republic of the Congo, Cameroon, the Central African Republic, Gabon, and Equatorial Guinea. It is the second largest tropical rainforest on the planet, after the Amazon, yet it is considered the wildest and most mysterious region in the world. Beneath the towering canopy, sunlight rarely reaches the forest floor. Everything is cloaked in deep shades of green, moss, and mist. The endless rhythm of falling rain blends with distant tribal drums and the songs of thousands of birds, forming a living symphony that never ends. The Congo is one of Earth's greatest biological treasures. Scientists have documented over 10,000 species of plants here, about 30% of which are endemic, meaning they exist nowhere else on the planet. There are more than 400 species of mammals, from the smaller but fiercer African forest elephant to the mighty silverback gorilla, chimpanzees, black leopards, Congo river crocodiles, and countless reptiles, birds, and frogs yet to be named. On a smaller scale, biologists believe that millions of species of insects and microorganisms thrive within the decaying soil and rotting wood, a miniature universe where every creature helps sustain the rhythm of the forest. The silverback gorilla is regarded as the great symbol of the Congo. They are the largest primates on Earth, capable of reaching 6 feet tall and weighing over 440 pounds. Despite their massive build, silverbacks are remarkably gentle and intelligent. The dominant male, called the silverback because of the streak of silver fur down its back, leads the troop through gaze and gesture, rarely through violence. They communicate using more than 20 distinct sounds, expressing emotions, warning of danger, or comforting one another. Though they live deep in the jungle, silverbacks show astonishingly human-like traits, caring for their young, mourning the loss of companions. However, they now face severe threats from hunting and deforestation. Unlike their savanna relatives, African forest elephants are smaller but far more elusive and cunning. They inhabit the darkest, densest parts of the rainforest, where sunlight almost never touches the ground. Their tusks are thinner and more curved, allowing them to maneuver easily between tightly packed trees. These elephants are known as the engineers of the ecosystem. Through their habits of uprooting trees, digging soil, and spreading seeds in their dung, they inadvertently help regenerate the entire forest. Each herd typically consists of about 10 to 15 individuals, led by an adult female with an extraordinary memory, capable of recalling paths and water sources visited decades earlier. But it is precisely those precious tusks that have made them targets of brutal poaching. Few have ever seen the Congo black panther with their own eyes, a legendary creature the locals call the spirit of the night. In truth, the Congo black panther is a leopard with a rare melanistic mutation, giving its entire coat a sleek jet-black sheen that glimmers under the moonlight. Hunting alone and moving as silently as a shadow, the black panther is almost invisible in the rainforest's night. It can leap more than 20 feet and climb trees within seconds. As an apex predator, it ambushes from above, striking with such speed and precision that its prey rarely has time to cry out. However, its rare appearances have surrounded it with myth. Locals believe it is the spirit of the forest itself, appearing only when nature is in danger. Beneath the muddy waters lurks the Congo River crocodile, a creature that seems to have stepped straight out of the Jurassic era. This species is smaller than its Nile relatives, reaching about 5 to 6.5 feet in length, yet it is extremely fast and ferocious within its small territory. Its eyes glow red when caught in the beam of a light, creating a haunting image in the dark. Studies reveal that its genetic structure is so distinct that it may represent a separate evolutionary branch that has remained unchanged for millions of years. During the day, it lies buried in mud, only its eyes breaking the surface. But when night falls, it becomes a silent hunter, striking at water birds, fish, and small mammals that come to drink. There is also a much smaller yet extraordinary creature, the Congo rainfrog. It has dark, glossy skin and can produce deep, resonant calls that travel for hundreds of yards. Intriguingly, the Congo rainfrog can emit a faint glow under moonlight, thanks to reflective cells in its skin, a phenomenon rarely seen in amphibians. They live mainly beneath layers of fallen leaves, playing a vital role in controlling insects and maintaining the forest's ecological balance. At first glance, the Congo rainforest seems like a majestic natural paradise, a place where life thrives in perfect harmony. Yet behind that tranquil beauty lies another world entirely, one science has yet to name, a realm spoken of only in half-whispered legends. Deep within the Likwala swamp, where mist hangs thick and sunlight barely touches the ground, locals speak of a mysterious creature, Mokele-Mbembe. The name, in the Lingala language, means the one who stops the river from flowing. They say that when it rises from the water, waves ripple outward like an earthquake, and the entire forest falls silent for a moment. For centuries, the legend has spread across Central Africa. Hunters, fishermen, and tribes along the Congo River all claim to have seen a beast with a neck as long as a serpent, a body as massive as an elephant, and a tail that lashes the water like a hammer. Some say it is gentle, feeding only on riverbank plants, but if humans venture too close, it grows enraged, capsizing boats with a single flick. In 1913, German explorer Carl Hagenbeck, after hearing tales of a living dinosaur in the Congo, proposed a daring theory that a prehistoric sauropod might still survive within Africa's swamps. The idea set the world ablaze. Could a living dinosaur truly exist in the age of science and technology? Since then, numerous international expeditions have risked their lives venturing into those murky waters. They brought cameras, wooden boats, even helicopters, but the results were limited to massive footprints pressed into the mud, a few blurred photographs, and strange, low-frequency sounds recorded underwater. Some witnesses claim to have seen a huge neck rising slowly from the water before vanishing without a trace. Scientists have offered many explanations. Perhaps it was a hippopotamus, a swimming elephant, or simply an illusion caused by mist and reflected light. Yet certain evidence remains hard to dismiss. Footprints found in the Likwala swamps showed 3 large toes and a skeletal structure unlike any known animal currently living in Africa. In 1980, an expedition led by American explorer Herman Regustas recorded a 10-second underwater sound, one that experts later described as a low-frequency call belonging to no known mammal, crocodile, or elephant. Regustas was convinced he had encountered Mokele-Mbembe, but before he could capture it on film, the creature vanished into the thick mist. Some believe Mokele-Mbembe is not a dinosaur, but an ancient semi-aquatic reptile that has survived in isolation for millions of years thanks to the Congo's unique environment. The warm, deep, muddy waters may have created a prehistoric oasis where evolution followed a separate path. For the local people, the story is neither science nor myth, it is belief. They see Mokele-Mbembe as the spirit of the river, a symbol of balance between humanity and nature. What's fascinating is that, despite the lack of evidence, this legend has never faded with time. On the contrary, The more people hear about it in the modern world, the greater their curiosity grows. Filmmakers, biologists, and followers of cryptozoology, the study of undiscovered creatures, continue to return to the Congo, searching for traces of the beast of the deep river. Is Mokele-Mbembe merely a shared illusion, born from the isolation of the jungle? Or does it truly exist, a surviving fragment of the Jurassic era, hidden beneath the dark mud for millions of years? That question remains unanswered. When night falls over the Congo Rainforest, darkness thickens until even the moonlight can barely pierce through the layers of leaves. And in that deep shadow, people sometimes glimpse faint, drifting lights, not from torches, nor reflections from any known creature. Local hunters call them the eyes of the forest spirits. They say that on moonless nights, when the jungle is so silent one can hear their own heartbeat, these lights appear, sometimes like floating streaks of phosphorescence, sometimes gathering into hovering ribbons near the ground. At times, they even seem to follow travelers, making one feel watched by something hidden in the dark. Western scientists, upon hearing of this phenomenon, once dismissed it as fireflies. But many witnesses insist the lights are much larger, glowing blue or pale violet, moving slowly and steadily, nothing like the flickering of insects. Several blurry infrared videos have captured glowing trails stretching for dozens of yards, reflecting off the water like spectral ribbons. In recent years, biologists have confirmed that hundreds of species in the Congo forest possess bioluminescent abilities, including fungi, insects, and even some rare amphibians. The fungus Mycena chlorophyos emits a soft green glow bright enough to illuminate a human hand in the dark. Some beetles can shine continuously for hours. However, the large, coordinated moving lights remain unexplained. One theory suggests that deep within the forest exists a collective species, perhaps swarms of insects or organisms that synchronize their glow to communicate or deter predators, creating the moving sea of light seen by witnesses. But there are bolder theories that some higher species, such as amphibians or reptiles, might possess natural bioluminescence through symbiotic bacteria on their skin, similar to deep-sea creatures. A Japanese expedition once camped near Lake Tele, the very place tied to the Mokele-Mbembe legend, and recorded glowing lights emerging from beneath the water. Thermal sensors showed that area was about 7 degrees Fahrenheit, warmer than the rest of the lake, despite no signs of volcanic activity. Many believe those lights are connected to the deep river monster itself, or at least to some massive, undiscovered creature lurking below. For the local people, science is not the answer. They believe those lights are the spirits of their ancestors, souls that have merged with the forest to protect this land. Whenever the lights appear, they fall silent. No hunting, no loud voices, because the forest is listening. Whether explained through science or belief, the phenomenon sends shivers down the spine of anyone who witnesses it. And if those lights are indeed signs of life yet to be identified, then the next question is, how many other creatures in the Congo rainforest remain unknown to humankind? If the lights in the night hint at undiscovered life, then the Congo may be the final treasure trove of nameless species. Despite hundreds of expeditions, biologists have only scratched the surface of this ecosystem. Each year, dozens of new species are discovered, from frogs no bigger than a fingertip to insects that emit sounds beyond the range of human hearing. Yet these tiny discoveries raise a far greater question. If so many undocumented creatures still exist, could there also be giants lurking deeper, beyond the reach of humanity? The Congo rainforest has one of the most complex landscapes on Earth. Many areas are year-round swamps, places where no human footprint has ever been left behind. In ancient mangrove forests, where the mud reaches waist-deep, reptiles and amphibians thrive under extreme adaptation. It is there that explorers have reported traces of a massive water serpent over 40 feet long, known to locals as Mbala-Ntoki, the serpent of the abyss. They say it can swallow an antelope whole, and whenever it surfaces, the water trembles as if something colossal were stirring beneath. Though no clear footage has ever been captured, some researchers believe the Congo may shelter the last descendants of Titanoboa, the giant snake of the Paleocene epoch. And it's not only snakes. The Congo is also home to hundreds of species of frogs, fish, and insects never before described by science. In 2019, a European Institute of Ecology research team recorded a species of frog with reflective skin that emitted a faint violet glow under moonlight, a mechanism never before observed in terrestrial animals. Another discovery from the Ituri forest revealed a species of catfish capable of producing weak electrical pulses to communicate through mud, similar to the electric fish of South America. These species suggest that evolution in the Congo may have followed an entirely separate path, independent from the rest of the planet. But it's not just small creatures. In the folklore of local tribes, there are also beings half real, half mythical, like Nguma Monene, a serpentine creature with a long neck that moves underwater, or Emelantuka, the one that kills elephants with a single horn thrust. Some believe these are simply misidentified hippos or rhinos, yet the details puzzle scientists. No known African species matches the descriptions exactly. These mysterious creatures, though unproven, enrich the legend of the Congo, a place where the line between reality and myth fades away. Many scientists call the Congo Earth's evolutionary vault, a refuge where ancient species may have escaped extinction, surviving through millions of years of isolation. In fact, recent environmental DNA studies have uncovered genetic sequences in Congo River sediment that match none in any known biological database. Some of these genes show similarities to distant relatives of prehistoric reptiles, a revelation that left researchers stunned. While nothing is yet certain, one thing is clear: the Congo still hides mysteries untouched by science. In the Congo, it's not only the creatures that seem alive. Even the forest itself feels sentient. At times, people claim they can feel the ground beneath them pulse gently, like a heartbeat, not caused by wind or thunder, but by a steady rhythmic vibration deep within the earth. Locals call it the breath of the land. This phenomenon was first documented by scientists in 2006, when a European climate satellite detected that carbon levels and humidity in the Congo forest fluctuated in a cycle that resembled the breathing rhythm of a living organism. Over several months, the forest would inhale, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide, and then exhale, releasing moisture and vapor that rose to form clouds and rain. This process creates a massive climatic loop, influencing weather across Central Africa. But strangely, these fluctuations do not follow normal meteorological patterns, as if the forest operates under its own mechanism, a heartbeat independent of the rest of the planet. Several expeditions venturing deep into the Likwala swamps have also recorded low, rumbling sounds coming from beneath the ground. The noise lasts for several seconds, a faint vibration like distant thunder, yet it originates from below. Seismic instruments have shown no signs of volcanic or tectonic activity, leaving researchers unable to explain the cause. Local people believe it is the forest speaking to the spirits of the dead. Whenever that sound is heard, they stop what they're doing, remain silent. No one dares to cut trees or hunt, because the forest is awakening. Another baffling phenomenon is the so-called standing mist vortex. Columns of fog, dozens of feet tall, spinning slowly in place, yet unmoved even by strong winds. Some captured drone footage reveals faint electrical currents inside the mist, as if it contains natural static energy. One theory attributes it to temperature and humidity differences, but this does not explain why the columns remain fixed in the same spots for months at a time. A more unsettling phenomenon is known as the moving shadow. Film crews have recorded areas of light suddenly vanishing, as though a dense black cloud were passing by. Yet when viewed through thermal cameras, no object appears at all. To the locals, it is the shadow of the forest spirit, a sign of supernatural presence. But perhaps the strangest of all is the disappearance of electronic signals. Many modern expeditions equipped with GPS trackers, drones, and satellite communication devices report that once they enter certain regions, all their equipment fails simultaneously. Compasses spin wildly, radio waves die out, and batteries drain at an abnormally fast rate. Once they leave those zones, everything works perfectly again. Some scientists suspect unusually strong local magnetic fields, but no source has ever been found. To the locals, these are sacred, forbidden zones. They believe that within them, the forest guards the souls of ancient creatures, places humans are not meant to trespass. Amid the endless sea of trees in the Congo, where sunlight filters through the canopy like shards of shattered glass, there are places where time itself seems to stand still. There, people still live as their ancestors did thousands of years ago, without electricity, without technology, untouched by the modern world. They are known as the isolated tribes of the Congo. According to rare anthropological records, more than 20 groups may still exist within this rainforest, completely uncontacted by modern civilization, most living in remote regions of Equateur and Ituri provinces. One of the best known among them is the Mbuti, the forest pygmies, with an average height of just under 4.5 feet, renowned for their extraordinary ability to move silently and vanish within the jungle. They do not see the forest as a home, but as a living deity, a great mother who provides food, water, and protection. To them, the forest has a soul. It can speak, it can grow angry, and it can forgive. During the Molimo ceremony, held when someone dies or when the forest is said to be sad, the Mbuti blow into a long bamboo horn, producing deep, echoing tones like the breath of the forest itself. They believe that when that sound echoes through the night, the forest awakens, reviving its ancient strength. These stories may sound like mythology, yet they reveal the sacred bond that people here share with nature, a connection the modern world has long forgotten. But the Mbuti are not the only ones. Deeper still in the forest, beyond all known survey routes, some believe there are human groups that have never been recorded at all. In 2018, a European geographic research team using satellite imagery discovered circular clearings hidden in the dense jungle, signs that human life might exist there. When they tried to investigate, all navigation systems lost signal. After 3 days of heavy rain, the team returned with only one blurred photograph of a thatched hut and no sign of people. Local villagers speak of the shadowless ones, tribes who live deep in the forest, appearing only at dusk, their skin covered in mud and ash so that the forest itself does not recognize them as human. They avoid contact with outsiders, believing that strangers carry the breath of disease and the light of forgetting. No one knows if they truly exist, yet many claim to have seen flickering fires deep in the forest at night, perhaps the last traces of ancient human communities. One scientific theory suggests that if these tribes do exist, they may possess ancient knowledge of medicine and biology unknown to modern science. Several medicinal plants used by locals to treat malaria, relieve pain, and even neutralize venomous bites remain unidentified in scientific records. If anyone truly understands the mysteries of the Congo, it is they who hold the key. Strangely, the regions believed to be their home coincide almost perfectly with the signal dead zones. Where electronics fail, compasses spin wildly, and radio waves vanish. Some say it is pure coincidence. Others believe the forest itself shields these places, protecting their world from ours. Whether truth or legend, the story of the hidden tribes raises a profound question. Could it be that we, the so-called modern humans, are the ones who have lost the ability to hear the voice of the forest? The Congo Rainforest is not just an enormous expanse of green. It feels alive, breathing, trembling, and speaking in its own rhythm. Everything within it moves to a mysterious pulse, as if a vast heart were beating beneath the soil. Scientists have discovered a strange phenomenon. When viewed from satellite imagery, the Congo forest subtly rises and falls each day, almost like the breathing of a living organism. This is no illusion. The tree roots and moist soil, extending dozens of yards deep, actually expand and contract with the absorption and release of carbon dioxide. The phenomenon has earned it the name, the forest that breathes. It regulates not only Africa's climate, but that of the entire planet. A single breath of the Congo can alter wind directions and rainfall patterns as far away as the Atlantic Ocean. Yet what confounds scientists even more is the mysterious energy beneath the ground. In several areas deep within the forest, instruments detect rhythmic tremors unrelated to any earthquake or volcanic activity. In some places, the damp soil warms and cools again within hours, like a biological heartbeat. Some geologists believe that beneath the Congo lies a vast subterranean river system, possibly stretching more than 600 miles, flowing parallel to the Congo River above. In 2011, during a chance study, scientists confirmed the existence of the Congo Subterranean River, a hidden waterway nearly 2.5 miles below the surface, stretching about 700 miles, roughly the length of the River Thames in England. What's extraordinary is that it flows in the opposite direction to the surface Congo River, creating two opposing currents. One still, one moving, one light, one dark. No one knows what might live down there, if anything at all. That hidden river lies in complete darkness, rich in methane gas, and may harbor ancient microbial life forms that have never existed on the surface. But for the local people, the underground river is more than a geological phenomenon. They call it the blood of the mother forest. They believe that beneath the earth dwell giant spirits, and when the ground trembles, it is the forest turning in its long sleep. Many claim to have heard a faint humming, like a song rising from the depths, a deep rhythmic sound so strange that it moved them to tears for no reason. Another phenomenon has been recorded near the Kisangani region. The ground in certain forest areas slowly swells like a wave, then settles back again, without toppling trees or causing landslides. It happens so gradually that the human eye can barely perceive it, yet altitude sensors confirm measurable shifts. Researchers suggest it might be caused by the movement of vast underground water or fluctuations in subsurface gas pressure. But the locals have another explanation. That is when the forest breathes, and if the forest stops breathing, the world will die. These stories are chilling. In a place where every gust of wind carries the scent of ancient ages, where the soil itself seems alive, it is hard to tell where science ends and the sacred begins. Perhaps what we call natural phenomena are simply the Earth's language, one humanity has forgotten how to hear. And if the Congo rainforest truly is a living being, a colossal organism sustained by nature through millions of years, then perhaps every creature, every sound, every mystery within it is but a tiny heartbeat of something far greater. That question remains unanswered. For to understand the Congo, humanity must do what it rarely ever does: stop speaking and listen. And only when we begin to listen will we realize that between the heartbeat of the earth and the breath of the forest, something is still alive, waiting to be found. Deep within the Congo rainforest, life and mystery become one. A primeval world where the forest itself seems alive, whispering secrets beyond human comprehension. Perhaps not every mystery is meant to be solved, only to be heard. Because within the rhythm of the earth's breath and the distant voice of the wind, the Congo forest still lives, waiting for someone brave enough to enter.